Governor Polis, thank you for your time.
Pleasure to be with you, Kyle.
Let's talk about the pedestrian bridge.
Let's do it.
Has the project changed?
So here's what we're launching today. We are trying to figure out whether people want to see a pedestrian bridge at the Capitol. And so we are launching a survey today, a statewide survey, co150walkway.com. So we describe the project. It takes less than 5 minutes. So co150walkway.com, I encourage you to fill it out. It'll be up through Monday night. So we're hoping to get thousands, tens of thousands of people to say whether they want to see this done or not, because now's the time where we need to figure out. It's our 150th birthday next year. What we're asking people is, do you want to do the walkway? Do you not want to do the walkway? We're describing it. We're even going to put up your video, what people are saying, so people can see how you don't like it and
Sure.
Make their decision. And then if they don't want it, what do they want to see the state doing? Should we do smaller projects in other parts of the state? Should we do nothing for 150th birthday? So we just ask 4 or 5 questions, get a quick sense of where people are. We want to make it as unobtrusive, as easy as possible to have your voice count.
So, online survey. I can't tell if you're looking for a justification or looking for an escape route.
Well, I'm hoping it's clear one way or the other, Kyle, right? Like, what I would hate to see is 50.1 to 49.9. I'm really hoping 60, 70% of people want to see a walkway. 60, 70% of people don't want to see a walkway, want to see something else. If it is a walkway, I need to get to work, because I need to raise a lot of the money for that. It's about 8.5 million public, about 10, 12 million private. So I would need to raise that if we go that way. If we go other way and do smaller projects in other areas of the state, we can see if there's local matching funds we can raise for those. But now's really the time to figure that out. Our birthday is next year, and we want to make sure that Colorado's celebrated in a way where we're proud to do that and feel ownership of it.
You know the internet, so you know the internet surveys are notoriously easy to game and manipulate. Are you guys going to have these results publicly available? Is this going to be binding, or are you just looking for feedback?
Yeah, so first of all, we used a lot of techniques to make it hard to game. Yeah, sure, somebody can vote once from their phone and once from their PC. If you're really passionate enough to vote twice, go for it. But no, you can't just stand there voting multiple times on your device. It won't let you do that. We ask your zip code. We want to know where people are in Colorado. We're going to release the results as soon as we have them. So whatever they are, it closes Monday at midnight. Tuesday or Wednesday, we should know where people are at. And I think how many people vote is important. If only 500 people have an opinion, it doesn't help us as much as if 5,000 or 10,000 have an opinion. So I'm hoping that, again, we get big buy-in, and that there's been a lot of passion about this project. You're passionate on one side, there's people that are passionate about it. What does that mean? Sometimes you hear the loudest voices. What do people actually want to see? Because this is our state's 150th, right? And it's about our state capitol. That's our people's building. What should we do there? Let's get some directions from the people of our state.
Is this what you should have done months ago before you announced that you were going forward with the bridge?
Well, we couldn't, because there was no bridge for people to vote on, right? So, it has to be in sequence. People would have not known what we were talking about had we done this 3 months ago, because there was no visuals, there was no project. So thanks to that, which is all very recent, this is all, about a month or two, people have been out there, people have been talking about it. It's great. You go down to a corner bar, people saying they love it, people saying they hate it. It's great. People are feeling ownership and passion about this. So what does that all mean, and how do we kind of decipher that into whether we do this or not?
So as it currently stands, all 6 members of the Capital Development Committee are a no. That's the next step in the approval process. If all 6 of them, 4 Democrats, 2 Republicans, are all a no, will you still push forward with the project?
Well, I think what we want to get a sense of is, do the people of Colorado want this project? I'm sure elected officials want to know that as well, state representatives, state senators. If it's clear that people want to do something else, we should do something else. If people want to see a walkway in the people's building, then we should work with legislators to figure out how to get that done.
Let's talk about the price. Your office pitched this publicly as an $18 to $20 million project, but they knew that that was not true, and we had to use open records to get your internal documents showing that you were proposing the project as a $28.5 million project, and that $28.5 million includes core components of what was pitched to the public, things like the art, the insurance, the permits, the general contractor fee, things that couldn't be stripped out and still do the project. Why did we have to go and get an open records request to find out how much it actually cost?
Well, I disagree with some of your reporting in that area. So the state piece, the only state piece that we're looking at, is 8.5 if this moves forward. And we say that, and that's clear in the survey too, so people know that. I would have to raise the rest. And no, I don't need to get to 28. We'd probably need to raise about 12 to get to 20. Now that's for the sesquicentennial. There are another $8 or $10 million worth of projects there, and those would not be done for next year. That would fall to the next governor, to future legislators. It could be 3 years, 5 years. That's for kind of a master plan, and many of those will need to happen anyway, even without a walkway. Some might be unique to the walkway. So the piece that we need to achieve, if the people want to move forward with this, It's not going to be more than 8.5 public. And as I said, I would need to raise about 10 or 12 million from donors to make it happen.
But it's your own office's documents that break down what's included in that cost and what's not. And again, the fee for the general contractor, your permits, your insurance, the $2 million for art is not included in the $18 to $20 million you're talking about. That's in the ramp up to $28.5 million.
Well, again, the public piece, the taxpayer piece, the funding, the state funding piece is 8.5. Any additional funds would need to be raised for this. And the only piece that would be deployed in time for the 150th would be the, let's call it 18 to 20. If there's an additional 8 or 10, and there are, that would be for the future if they want to do it in future years, and not a necessity to move forward with the basic essence of what this project would be.
And we'll put the documents online so that people can see them.
Sure.
I don't know how you get around paying the contractor their fee and doing insurance and permits, but people can look at that.
Yeah, this is the cost. I mean, the only public funds that have ever been sought or talked about for this are 8.5 million. So we've never said we need 14 million or 15 million. Theoretically, even if people want to fund, even if people say through the survey they want to do this project, if the donors don't step up, it can't happen because it's not funded through public capital alone. So there's still that risk in the time I would need to spend doing it. If the people say we want a walkway at the Capitol overwhelmingly, there are still barriers to it happening, including making sure that there is the philanthropic support to actually fund the project.
Your philanthropic supporters, those folks, that's their money for them to spend as they wish. Colorado is facing a situation where families could lose health care, families and kids could lose food benefits. Do you think your donors would be willing to pay for health care and food for those families and kids if you asked them to spend the money on that instead of your bridge?
You know, donors across Colorado spend hundreds of millions of dollars to support the social safety net. Philanthropies that are associated with that, nonprofits, whether it's housing and homelessness nonprofits here in Denver, whether it's healthcare services across the state. And yes, with the cutbacks in the federal funding, and you know the state doesn't have the available funds to fill those, that could be about 500 million or more. We hope that philanthropy steps up to do that. And that's why, again, in this context, one of the questions we ask is, do we want to do nothing to celebrate our birthday? That's fine, that could be the case. Or do we want to be able to celebrate our 150th birthday and our nation's 250th birthday?
There's a lot between nothing and a $28.5 million bridge, right? That's a huge container.
Absolutely. It could be 3, 4 million, 5 million. I mean, we're not going to, you know, again, I think we're going to get clear marching orders from this. We're not having some complex voting. We wanted to keep it simple. But fundamentally, do you want this walkway or not? If you do want the walkway, do you want to see the current proposal or do you want to see it scaled back? And maybe that's the 18 million we're talking about, or 15 million. If you don't want to see the walkway, do you want to see nothing, or do you want to see smaller projects in other parts of the state? Because this is a statewide anniversary. It's not Denver's.
Yeah.
The reason
and there will be projects around the state. There are other projects around the state that are being funded by philanthropic dollars, correct?
So again, there's temporary and there's permanent, right? So there are, through our sesquicentennial commission, the 150-250 commission, we are helping to coordinate as a state, slightly support, but it's mostly local and philanthropic funds, the parades, drone shows, those sorts of things. But the question is, do we want to have any permanent piece to tell the story of Colorado's 150th birthday? If so, where do we want to do that? We're going to have some elements of this at the state fair next year. We separately launched a process around how we can tell that Colorado and American story at the state fair. We actually had a call with the Secretary of Agriculture just a few weeks ago where they challenged every state fair to kind of be part of that American 250th anniversary. We're the only state that at the same year also is celebrating our birthday. We're the kid with the Christmas birthday. So it's really, you know, challenging to figure this out. In fact, one of the questions we asked in the survey, which are you more excited about? America's 250th birthday, Colorado's 150th, or both equally? And that will factor into how we kind of brand these festivities. Is it about America first with Colorado underneath? Is it about Colorado first with America underneath? Is it equal billing? Just to kind of get a sense of where people are about which one they kind of want to celebrate more and talk about more.
So I think we're at our allotted time, so that means I just have 2 more questions. So let me ask you this. The fact that you guys are trying to get this project done so quickly, when it's not clear if there's public support for it, does this suggest that, I mean, it's only human nature to worry about how you're going to be remembered when you're out of your current role. Is part of this a concern about how your governorship is going to be remembered and you want to put your stamp on something?
Absolutely not. It's another area I kind of differ with your reporting. My legacy free preschool and kindergarten, our state's commitment to making progress towards 100% renewable energy will be 80. It's the things I ran on, right? So these are the things that I ran on and got done. I'm very excited about our housing reforms. That's not something that changes housing prices tomorrow, but it means Colorado will be more affordable and more livable in 5 years and 10 years. I'm excited about that. So preschool and kindergarten, 100% renewable energy, the work we're doing to make living in Colorado more affordable and sustainable, that is the kind of legacy that I hope to be remembered by, and I ain't done yet. I still have a year and a half left and a lot more work to do.
So you disagree when I describe it as a legacy project?
No, it's not something again, I'm happy to do it or not do it. If the people want to do it, I have to raise a lot of money for it, I'll do it. If we want to do something else, I happen to be in this seat during Colorado's 150th birthday. President Trump happens to be the president of our country during our 250th birthday. Whether you like President Trump, whether you like me, doesn't matter. We are the, if you will, happen to be the person in the seat when there's a big birthday. And we want to make it a special birthday to the extent we can, so the American people and the people of Colorado can feel proud on 150 years and on 250 years.
All right, we'll take a look at the poll. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
Take care.
Yep.